My name is Josiah Christian, and I'm 24 years old. I'm a musician. My life with chronic illness started when I was pretty young. It was kind of confusing because I was only in 7th grade and I had to miss like 4 weeks of school, and people started asking me about it. But at that point, it's like, this has never happened to me. I don't know anybody that this has ever happened to, so I was embarrassed about it. So I was like really vague in details. But you also, because you don't know a lot of stuff, you just kind of have fear. 4 years ago, I started having some problems again. I'm on daily medication now, which isn't my first choice, but you can't argue with results, and I'm feeling just about the best I've ever felt. Even though I'm doing well now, I specifically remember this last summer being the sickest I've probably ever been in my entire life. I spent 4 weeks where I didn't even get out of bed, except for to go to the bathroom. Or to go to the doctor. I couldn't even stand up straight when I was walking. I was hobbling everywhere. I felt like a grandpa. I remember my mom would come in and sit in the end of my twin bed and go, "Hey buddy, just coming in to check on you." You know, and I can tell she's like carrying a weight of like, oh my gosh, my son is just in here like so depressed. And I had to be like, I'm doing okay, Mom, like feeling pretty crappy, but honestly like doing okay emotionally. And she goes, oh, okay. You know, me and your dad just don't know, you know, you're sitting here by yourself, so we just want to check on you. And I'm like, I appreciate it, I'm doing okay. And honestly, I just have to give credit to the Lord for that. Anytime I was feeling depressed, there would be some kind of encouragement. There were like dark times, you know, where I would sit in my room and just wonder what's next. What happens if I get worse than this? What does that even mean? Maybe I'm sitting in bed dying, and I don't know. There are people like, try to say they understand. It's easy to kind of get bitterness in those moments because it's like, no, you don't. Like, you know, people try to be relatable, and it's all, I'm sure, out of good intentions. Like, oh yeah, dude, I understand. But inside it's just like, you have no freaking idea, dude. Don't try to do this. Through that, even though I had like these small glimpses of like doubt, I had so much hope. For me to just come to the realization of I'm not in control of everything is liberating in a way that I wish most people could see. Having to live in full dependence on the Lord, I've come to grips with, but having to live in dependence of my parents is different. My dad and my mom being willing to support me is a more difficult thing even than living on dependence of the Lord, even though I'm so thankful. Being an adult male and going through chronic illness definitely has its challenges. It's kind of just the expectation that like, yeah, I want to be able to be strong, I want to be able to help with things, I just want to be normal, you know? Like as innocent as that is, I just want to be normal. When this like gets into dating, I'll think like, how am I even gonna find a wife that's like gonna jump on board with, yeah dude, you're gonna have to get colonoscopies like every couple of years probably, you have a more restricted diet, you're gonna be on daily medication, you have all these health risks. It's like kind of a hard thing. I would like to be this kind of person too, to say it is my honor to be able to be support to somebody that has issues. I love you through this, but to receive love in spite of having things that make you not normal. Yeah, it is kind of difficult. For me, it's just like I have to decide that every day is a new day. Today might be worse than yesterday, or today might be better than yesterday. When you get frustrated with something, you have a choice of how to respond. There's something very important about the process. Who I'm becoming and who I'm gonna be in 10 years, I believe that what's going on right now is a very important part of who I'm gonna be. Someone who's just now getting diagnosed with something or is just now starting to feel sick and doesn't have answers, I would say that this isn't an end. This is a new beginning. This is a new opportunity for you to live your life in a way that compels people more than maybe you could have before. This is a new opportunity for you to have a story. Embrace what you're going through, because right now you're building something, you're building a foundation for being able to change people's lives in a more impactful way than before. Because I've gone through something with my health, I can relate to people that have gone through things with their health as well. You see the core of who somebody is in their toughest moments. When you're living through your worst day, the way that you respond says something about your character and your integrity. That doesn't mean that if you are walking through this and you're going through the most doubt that you've ever had and you're mad at God, that doesn't mean I'm trying to shame you and make you feel bad about what you're going through right now and how you feel, because what you're feeling is real and what you're feeling is honest, and that's not wrong. But Jesus has the ability to pick up your broken pieces, and you don't have to get to a certain place for God to work with you. He'll work with you in your most broken point, or He'll work with you when you are at the highest point in your life. Make valuable decisions in who you're going to be, because what you're doing right now affects your future, and what you're doing right now affects other people that are around you. What you're going through is for a purpose. Believe that. Believe that.